Hi, my name is Chirman. In this video lecture, I am going to explain about the topic ignition system, injection system, cooling system, and lubrication system of IC engines. First, ignition systems of petrol engines. The ignition in a petrol engine takes place by means of a spark plug at the end of the compression stroke. The voltage required to produce a spark across the gap between the sparking points of a plug is about 8000 volts. Thus, the ignition system in a petrol engine has to transform the normal battery voltage, that is 6 to 12 volts, to 8000 volts. In addition to this, the ignition system has to provide spark in each cylinder at the appropriate time. There are two types of ignition systems of petrol engines discussed here. Number one, coil ignition system and magneto ignition system. First of all, we are going to see about coil ignition system. It is also known as battery ignition system and has an induction coil which consists of two coils known as primary and secondary coil wound on a soft iron core. The primary coil consists of a few hundreds of wire over this coil, but insulated from it are wound several thousands turns of secondary coil. The one end of the primary coil is connected to an ignition switch, ammeter, and battery, generally of 6 volts. The other end of the primary coil is connected to a condenser and a contact breaker. A condenser is connected across the contact breaker for two reasons. It prevents sparking across the gap between the contact breaker points. Next one is it causes a more rapid break of the primary current, giving a higher voltage in the secondary circuit. The secondary coil is connected to a distributor with the central terminal of the sparking plugs. The outer terminal of the sparking plugs are earthed together and connected to the body of the engine. When the current flows through the primary coil, it sets up a magnetic field which surrounds both the primary and secondary coils. As the switch is on, the contact breaker connects the two ends. The magnetic field in coils has tendency to grow from 0 to maximum value. Due to this change in the magnetic field, a voltage is generated in both the coils, but opposite to the applied voltage. Thus, the primary coil does not give the final value. The voltage in the secondary coil is therefore not sufficient to overcome the resistance of the air gap of the sparking plug. Hence, no spark occurs. When the current in the primary coil is switched off by the moving cam, the magnetic field generated around the coil collapses immediately. The sudden variation of flux which takes place gives rise to the voltage generated in each coil. The value of the voltage depends upon the number of turns in each coil As a matter of fact, the voltage required to produce a spark across the gap between the sparking points is between 10,000 to 20,000 volts. Since the secondary coil has several thousand turns, so it develops a sufficient high voltage to overcome the resistance of the gap of the sparking plug. This high voltage then passes to a distributor. It connects the sparking plugs in rotation depending upon the firing order of the engine. Hence, the ignition of the fuel takes place in all the engine cylinders. The coil ignition system is employed in medium and heavy spark ignition engines such as in cars. Magneto ignition system. It consists of either rotating magnets in fixed coils or rotating coils in fixed magnets. The current produced by the magneto is made of to flow to the induction coil, which works in the same way as that of coil ignition system. The high voltage current is then made to flow to the distributor, which connects the sparking plugs in rotation depending upon the firing order of the engine. This type of ignition system is generally employed in small spark ignition engines such as scooters, motorcycles, and small motorboat engines. Fuel injection system for diesel engines. The following two methods of fuel injection system are generally employed with diesel engines. That is compression ignition engines. Number one, air injection method. Number two, airless or solid injection method. Air injection method. In this method of fuel injection, a blast of compressed air is used to inject the fuel into the engine cylinder. This method requires the aid of an air compressor which is driven by the engine crankshaft. The air is compressed at a pressure higher than that of engine cylinder at the end of its compression stroke. This method is not used nowadays because of complicated and expensive system. Airless or solid injection method. The most modern compression ignition engines use nowadays the solid injection system. In this method, a separate fuel pump driven by the main crankshaft is used for forcing the fuel. The fuel is compressed in this pump to a pressure higher than that of engine cylinder at the end of compression. This fuel under pressure is directly sprayed into the combustion chamber of the engine cylinder at the end of compression stroke with the help of an injector. The solid injection method is further classified into common rail system and individual pump system. In the common rail system, a multi-cylinder high-pressure pump is used to supply the fuel at a high pressure to a common rail or header. The high pressure in the common rail forces the fuel to each of the nozzle located in the cylinders. The pressure in this common rail is kept constant with the help of a high pressure relief valve. A metered quantity of fuel is supplied to each cylinder through the nozzle by operating the respective fuel injection valve with the help of cam mechanism driven by the crankshaft of the engine. Individual pump system. In individual pump system, each cylinder of the engine is provided with an individual injection valve. A high pressure pump and a metering device run by the crank of the engine. The high pressure pump plunger is actuated by a cam and produces the fuel pressure necessary to open the injection valve at the correct time. The amount of fuel injected depends upon the effective stroke of the plunger. Cooling of IC engines. Combustion of fuel inside the engine cylinder of the IC engines takes place and intense heat is generated. It has been experimentally found that about 30% of the heat generated is converted into mechanical work. Out of the remaining heat, about 70%, about 40% is carried away by the exhaust gases into the atmosphere. The remaining part of the heat, that is 30%, is left unattended. It will be absorbed by engine cylinder, cylinder head, piston, and engine valves, etc. It has been also found that the overheating of these parts causes some following effects. The overheating causes thermal stress in the engine parts, which may lead to their distortion. The overheating reduces strength of the piston. The overheating may cause even seizure of the piston. The overheating causes decomposition of the lubricating oil, which may cause carbon deposit on the engine and the piston head. The overheating causes burning of valves and the valve seats. The overheating reduces volumetric efficiency of the engine. The overheating increases tendency of the detonation. In order to avoid these adverse effects of overheating, it is very essential to provide some cooling system for an IC engine. Air cooling system. The air cooling system is used in the engines of motorcycles, scooters, aeroplanes, and other stationary installations. In countries with cold climate, this system is also used in car engines. In this system, the heat is dissipated directly to the atmospheric air by conduction through the cylinder walls. In order to increase the rate of cooling, the outer surface area of the cylinder and the cylinder head is increased by providing radiating fins and flanges. In bigger units, fans are provided to circulate the air around the cylinder walls and cylinder head. Water cooling system is also called thermosiphon system of cooling. The water cooling system is used in the engines of cars, buses, trucks, etc. In this system, the water is circulated through the water jackets around each of the combustion chambers, cylinders, valve seats, and valve stems. The water is kept continuously in motion by a centrifugal water pump, which is driven by a V-belt from the pulley on the engine crankshaft. After passing through the engine jackets in the cylinder blocks and heads, The water is passed through the radiator. In the radiator, the water is cooled by air drawn through the radiator by a fan. Usually, fan and water pump are mounted and driven on a common shaft. After passing through the radiator, the water is drained and delivered to the water pump through a cylinder inlet passage. The water is again circulated through the engine jackets, lubrication system in IC engines. As a matter of fact, lubrication is necessary for IC engines. There are two types of lubrication system in IC engines. First one is splash lubrication. Second one is forced lubrication. In splash lubrication, this method is generally employed for lubricating small IC engines. In this method, an oil sump is fixed to the bottom of the crankcase and the pump is immersed in the lubricating oil. A small hole is drilled in the crankshaft and the oil is forced through this hole to the bearing. The oil is also forced along the connecting rod either through a hole drilled in the rod or along a small copper pipe to the gudgeon pin and piston. The surplus oil is thrown out in the form of a spray from the bearing by centrifugal action. The surplus oil lubricates the cams, tappets, and valve stems. The whole oil is drained back into the sump. Forced lubrication. In this method, the lubricating oil is carried in a separate tank and is pumped at high pressure to the main bearings. It passes at a lower pressure to the camshaft and timing gears. As the oil drains with the sump, it is pumped back by a pump known as scavenge pump through an oil cooler to the oil tank. Advantages of lubrication. As IC engines are likely to wear off due to continuous rubbing action of one part with another, to avoid an early wearing of the engine parts, a proper lubrication arrangement is provided in IC engines. So the advantages of lubrication in IC engines are: it reduces wear and tear of the moving parts, it damps down the vibrations of the engine, it dissipates the heat generated from the moving parts due to friction, it cleans the moving parts, it makes the piston gas tight. Thank you.